I want to categorize things. I want to categorize things, right? Yeah. I'm telling you this because today I'm not going to bring up too much. Not because I don't want to or don't need to, but because I realized something. It's still all the same. I fixed everything. Today I fixed everything. The whole pattern of life has changed because I've seen the realization of who I am and who I've been to other people. The same thing I've been since the beginning. And I'll be honest, it's not always the best contradiction to bring up myself, honestly. I'm not a report. I'm not a paragraph. I'm a person. And that's where all this starts from. When I started this, I never really considered myself, the ultra subject. Because especially now I realize that I couldn't talk about these things openly unless I'm done with them. Everything I'm done with. Shane, how I acted after him because I wanted that kind of friendship to continue. Mary as a stalker. Rena as a stalker. The afterward effect that led me to Sandy, which that didn't work out, which led me to my own downfall in 2006 by trying a reintroduction that didn't work. In 2007's obliteration, my whole fact was a guy touching me inappropriately seems to be okay with me unless I'm walking around cringing around the whole campus. Then I had to do something about it, which led to the dissemination of the group. Even Adriana really, she may still be a close friend of mine, but she's not talking to me too much. I think she realized that there's something wrong with me. As an individual, I just staircase things. I staircase things way too much at that time. By the time that I really fixed things up, it was too late to get those back. But it was fine. Because by the time I decimated Dwayne and told him the reintroduction of jokes, of so much sarcasm, to the point of no return, leads to only destruction of friendship with me. Total sarcasm though. I'm not talking about your own benefit of the doubt, because I don't get it. I don't get it with my views. So benefit of the doubt doesn't work both ways. Benefit of the doubt only works if the majority agrees. Oh, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt if you agree with me. Oh, okay, thank you. Thankfully, my treasure has been turned. My treasure has been turned. All of it has been turned and come back to me. Because suddenly, the whole game of benefits, finding friends, and understanding your relocation and the effort you could make began and ended together. I'm telling you honestly because I believe that these things are what led to my altrusion grace. The grace that everyone can be given and everyone in fact can use. The initial care that we have without God in the center of it. Just care as a person that we can have. Sophistication, all this stuff, they're just blattery words. In general speech, we all have these atonements to make. And I'll center around two subjects, my illusory and my ideas that start with understanding. Let me tell you, the idea of being a loser or a loner or any of these things, my imagination has perked up everything. So if I'm lonely, I'm not really lonely. My imagination kicks in. So how can I be lonely if my imagination kicks in? I'm not overstating my loneliness though. I'm not understating my loneliness, I should say. Because there is lonely. But it's not the same lonely that you would find having sex with. I'll tell you from this beginning state of mind, ultra horror only comes if you never face down how open you are. And you never face down the fact that you can't close down though. That you can't close down and pierce yourself with your own skin. Literally, you have to understand the complex that comes with you. And the only way you can do that is by yourself. Because whose protection can you take? Whose potential can you make? I'm only considering myself a subject of matter. For you, for all of you. Because I've considered you a soldier of mine. And you've considered me an idea that you can only identify with. That's why I'm only gonna give, and I'm not only gonna give, I'm gonna give as much as I can. But I'm also gonna state that my errors are not anything else anymore. The only thing that I need to do now is to realize that I have to make a judgment call on understanding that I need more. And not more forcefully. I need more to answer for. I need more to come out. Just like I give so much, in a sense, the same thing has to be done back. And you're considering, yes. But that doesn't give away for you not speaking. Any of you out there. I've been an open person to most people, and I won't deny that I haven't been before. Because, yes, it took a while to learn this lesson. Consider it time. Consider it time. But the point is, the lesson was learned, and the lesson already had been learned about my past. So I became a child again because I realized that my past was not an anchor. Just like the past, you have to wrangle it and destroy the intention of it. Because if you don't destroy the intention of your past, the past that already erupts you in suffocation, then you would never have an abundance in your life. But it takes time. It's not something that's going to happen automatically. As the impatient person knows, well, the impatient person doesn't know until they get what they want, and they still don't know. Even if they had to wait for it, they don't recognize the time that they've waited. They only recognize the time that they got it. So I've considered all this. I've considered all this because I've realized I'm one and the same with it. There's no story I need to tell. There's no information I need to yell at you. Because this isn't about yelling information anymore. I'm only 24 years old because I'm 24 years old. In an army, I'm a standing man. You can only ask so much of me before I can not take it. You're over there, and suddenly I want to find out some answers from you. Same answers you've given to me. Same things you've told to me. Why can't you sleep? Where do the answers go if you don't give any? So now, I've drawn that line. I may not consider it all completely, because it can't all come together like that. But I tell you this, as my subject of interpretation goes, I'm a caring person. But I'm not stupidly caring. Not like, I care for people and I can take advantage of it. No. See, that's the drawing point. That's what I learned from before. So that's done. That's done. All the friendships, I even have friends now who are misanthropic and hate humanity. Yet somehow they stick to me. They're like, oh, hey Marcello. What the fuck? You hate humanity. Why are you around me? I don't get it. I'm like, and they look like they're googly-eyed and they just need somebody to talk to. It's like, well, change your mind. You're a fucking idiot for acting this way. Literally. You can be misanthropic all you want, but you're hurting yourself by doing that. That's why I hate the movie Fight Club. Sorry? Anybody who loves the movie Fight Club, I think, likes the idea of hurting caring people. Because caring people are hurt in that movie. Not people who are uncaring. If you actually look at it, the only people that are actually hurt or killed are people that actually have feelings and care. The biggest quote in the world, strangers of this kind of honesty make me go a big rubbery one. So anybody who's open, emotionally open, able to detach themselves from the reality of the world being so closed, are bad people, and makes you want to be more fake. Well, fuck you. Don't be around me then. Be more fake, but don't be fake around me. I've learned my lesson of that. Because I wasn't being fake when I wanted those friendships to continue. I'm not lying. I became an asshole because I needed to realize that I was. And then I was treated bad too by that friend. But the consideration is, you draw the line with pixie sticks. You need something sweet to make your nourishment come alive. So, I thought this was going to be easier. I was going to bounce on the floor too many times to make you come through. But now I've considered two reactions. Buddy, I'm 24 years old, yes, that's true. Argentinian, Italian, have some weird ancestry blood there. Don't know if they connect to each other. But I do think most people realize that I'm Argentinian and Italian. Those are two races that pretty much can vex each other. They're connected in many ways. More than people think. But I tell you, that's why I know that all these things had to happen in this order. Whether or not things fall in order the next time around, that's not the point. The point is now everybody understands. Everybody understands. That's all. Whoa, 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 I'm giving the 2-minute snippet first before we talk about that. If you don't mind. What the? The 2-minute snippet. My consideration only brings up two things. Your love and my love. Because first I have to realize that your care can be hurt. The easiest thing to do, and respond to this as any way you please, is to hurt yourself and to hurt your care. That's the easiest thing to do for anybody. Is to make yourself realize, I'm the wrong one. I'm the wrong one. I'm the wrong one. Yeah. That's not what I do. Because I was the wrong one for a very long time. And guess what? Now I'm the right one. So... Easiest thing to realize is care actually brings people together, more than you would think. The second base chance is, most people who are real friends become friends because they've realized how hateful so many others are. And it's easy to be hateful. You know why? Because there's a lot of people who have misanthropic feelings towards humanity. Without any reasoning. Sometimes without any reasoning. Other times because of their actions that they do to others. If they do it once, it makes them change their reality of what people are. If they do it twice, it makes them connect to it so much that they have no lateral position. They have no other view. So anything that's going to come between them is constrained. And that's what happens to them. That's why my lesson was learned pretty quickly. Because I did the crying game. I did it on my own. And it wasn't a game. It was my reality. At the time. I became a vexing mortal. And I became so much mortal that I loved it so much that I claimed it as my own, because I saw exactly the feelings that were portrayed. The way I distorted everything, and the way it distorted me. So, I'm not here to bring an ego to you. No. That's the most ridiculous thing you could say. Is we're trying to just develop this ego by having this conversation. If I was only developing my ego, it would be only to consider that you can be a friend. And you can be closer than a friend if you want to. Because I don't force it. But the difference is, I may have to consider asking you more about the things you've told me. Because just as open as I am, I expect the same for people for what I have said. So that means that I expect the same. And that somehow you need to be as objective towards me as I'm being towards you. Because I have never disconsidered anything. I've joked around, been sarcastic. But I've never been serious about it, because guess what? If I was serious about it, I would have kept on negging at it. So whether or not you've been hurt so much in the past, still, There is general consensus on who or what I am. Like I said, I've had so much imagination, I don't even think loneliness can exist in my head. But that's the problem too. That's not, it can be a good thing, it can be a bad thing. The point is, I've had so much imagination over the years that it's hard to understand whether or not it's loneliness. Consider the two parts of the equation. Are you holding yourself by a bear trap, or are you holding yourself with a leash? I honestly believe you should do neither. That you should hold yourself on your own. The third option is a lot better. I never really thought about this until now, but I do realize that, yeah, from what I've had the conversation today with, I'll tell you the general thing is, everything's fine with Chandra and Jax. I fixed up everything, and I've realized that there's so much connection now. You see it every day. Yeah, you see it every day. You see it every day. But that's why I'm here. To see you every day. When it comes down to it, yeah, this is an emotional outburst right here. I want to see you every day. I mean, not in reality, obviously, it's not going to happen possibly in that state. But you know what I mean. I'm being correct with that. That's exactly what I feel. But, you know, I need to ask first. Because you can only just consider so much. Charlie Sheen? Charlie Sheen's. You don't like it? No, I do. But I don't like what he did, definitely. But being on drugs, drinking like that, you're gonna have problems. I like him as a general person, but not like that. Definitely, thankfully, he's doing better now. And he hasn't done anything like that. So, you know what? I'm not gonna hold something against him for that long. Because if I hold something against him for that long, what's it gonna do? It's not going to change it. We've already seen that answer to the equation so many times over in this world. So to say that it's going to change it if we have this judgmental view, it's not possible. Now, I'm not saying that we shouldn't run over the whole galley-ho and be careful, because of course we have to. But I'm not going to judge everybody because of it. I'm not going to keep a judgment because of it either. That doesn't change it. I'm just going to move on and recognize the fault and the error and move. But he could do worse. If he does worse, then the consideration is gone. Is another Jackson? Nope. 2 kids came out, 10 years apart. I have to say this for molestation. "10 years apart? That's a very patient child molester. Just saying." Well, the other kids couldn't come out. Yeah, like the pre-scan work, ton of kids came out. 1 kid came out, another kid, thousands. And then they shut it down. Sorry, I would believe it that way. It has to be a squash bag. It has to be more and more and more and more and more. It has to develop. Not 10 years. So now, the empty blanket is so clear to see. That's why I mwah all of thee. But now that I've considered it, now that I've brought it to your attention, I need you to realize that you're here too. Both of you, all of you. All of you are here. And all you are vexing to have some little power. I see no reason against that. I find it very good. Because you guys should shine. Because none of what's worth it would ever crumble you. None of what's worth it would ever make you a dark castle. a dark, broken down castle. It wouldn't be your vision. Perhaps I've misconstrued everything. And perhaps I've already taken my last steps. But if I have, then it will never begin again the same. Me being sardonic and sarcastic, me being cynical, me being altruistic, me being caring, me being called sweet. Sweet is my mom. All of it is considered vanquished when somebody else's pain rolls through. All of it is considered vanquished when somebody else's past comes. But not everybody's. And not everybody can I fall in love with because they tell me their past and they tell me who they are as a person. There's no falling in love in that. There's only falling in love when you find the real answer. When you find the real question to yourself. I found the real question to myself. Would I want somebody as caring as me around me? Or just somebody that is going to be a piece of offense? A board of offense? Or do I want somebody who's going to be just as caring as me? I've neglected to discern what exactly can bring it together, though. That's why I have to do this the right way. That's why I have to bring it the right way. And that's why I have to make sure that none of it gets exploded. That I have to make sure that I can be somebody who could question somebody and say, can I ask for more from you? Can I ask just a little bit more information of what happened to you? Of what happened? Because I've been open, I think, with almost everything. I think it's time that I ask you the same about everything that you've generally told me about yourself, about insomnia, about your past boyfriends. When it comes down to it, I'd rather have somebody caring. When it comes down to it, I'd rather have somebody caring. Because at the end of the day, the boarded fence can only protect you so much before it rots, before it cages you in, before you realize that your neighbors don't like you with that fence. But it's not the same when you do it with a caring person. When you have understanding with a caring person. Not do it. Not that way. Don't be cynical when you don't have to be. Because if I'm trying to be vulgar, I'm not going to say it this seriously. When you jump a line, you can only come back to the beginning so much. It's time to move forward, and it's time to get real answers for this. It's time to make sure that everything returns back to the assertion of life that it started from. And to make sure that everybody has the revolver. Everybody has the opportunity to revolve what they want to revolve. To change what they can change. Not what they want to change, what they can change. There is no hope. This is exactly what will happen. This is exactly what will happen. Trajectory can only keep you at an aim so long, though. Either you're gonna make it or you're gonna dive. This time, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna understand it. I'm not going to treat it like Shane, where his introduction, his meaning, his books, his reading, his movies, his CDs were the only fascination of life. and I never asked them a single question about anything else. It's not gonna be like Rena, where her pain only pushed me away. It's not gonna be like Mary, where I had become so vexed from my other friendships that I didn't even cherish what I had with that friendship. It's not going to be like that. It's not going to be not appreciating what happened right there in front of me, in front of the church over here. It's not going to be like everything that happened with Sandy, the jokes I made that didn't work out well. These things can't create things, and we know that. It's not going to be like that. And I'm not going to come back to a return like I did with Sandy to try to say sorry and make things feel halted for her life at that second. Instead, I'm going to drive something forward like I did as a kid. I'm going to ask why. I'm going to ask why. I'm going to ask why. And when it starts, would you see it? Because just like in 2007, when the guy was touching me inappropriately, it never ended. I walked around campus like I was destroyed. I walked around campus clenching everything, like there was nothing else there. It didn't matter how much I had friends. It all took advantage of my care, of my understanding to the point where I understood that this guy liked me. But I appreciated that he said that, and I told him, just don't do anything. Nobody listened. But it never tore me apart to not be friends with people like that. It never tore me apart. It tore me apart at that second, and it made me tear apart things. But it never tore me apart. It just tore me apart at the moment. It tore me apart when I had to say, Mom. It tore me apart when I had to walk around on campus afterward and go to class and feel such a difference that no one knew exactly what was happening with me, because it was like normal classroom lecture. And that's what happened with the destruction of friendship in 2007. The group. It's not going to be like that. Nobody's going to take advantage of that opportunity and say, I care about you, Marcello, a lot. Because we've seen it all. 2 steps forward. We've seen it all. I destroyed that friendship because I realized with the big friendship, the group of friends, I realized it's not going to be like that. It's not going to be like that. It's not going to be like that. I'm not going to make this start without me knowing more about this person. Because it already is. How did you know, Marcello? How did you know? Don't be a martyr, Marcello. It's hard not to be. Because how much bad you do, anything that I do would be considered martyrdom. Anything. Anything I do. Anything anybody does that's not criminally apprehensible is going to be considered martyrdom. So it doesn't matter what I do, you're still going to call it martyrdom. That's why this has to start this way. I remember not too long ago when you cared, when the group of friends weren't extinguished. But it's okay. That had to happen. Karen had to go. Waffles had to go. Tito had to go. Letty had to go. Martha had to go. Adriana stayed. My apologies are not necessary, because the one step forward didn't come from you. I apologized on my own accord. Definitely for myself. For nobody else. I'm not turning plastic here. It's not gonna happen that way. I'm gonna make sure that I erupt with some compassion, with some care, and that I show it. That I show it. That I show it. That I show it. Okay. We begin again. By the mid-2007 junket, things were healing, but not the way you would think. I finally destroyed a friendship in late 2007 that started bad. That started with, "You disappoint me." I destroyed that friendship within a few weeks. You disappoint me, alright? So don't talk to me. That ended. Quit McDonald's. Manager didn't treat me well at the end there. Made things worse when I was trying to be honest with him. It's not gonna happen that way. It's not gonna happen like that. That's why this all matters. Because it taught me to move away from it. 2008. Dwayne and Diana gone. Diana's okay with me now. But not like that. Dwayne is Dwayne. He moved into his own realm. But he was so sarcastic, there was nowhere to go. There was nowhere to go. And I apologize, definitely, because I think that friendship could have lasted longer. And I do apologize for that. That's why 2009 rolls around, and I become a kid again. Because I realized that everything I neglected, everything I perceived, didn't begin with that. None of my friendships really began until I took that step forward to realize that I have to express all of it and everything. That's why today, tomorrow, I've been doing that. I want you to know that because it's now time to ask you the same thing. It's now time to ask you to be just as open with me. Whether you like it or not, it's just the way I'm going to present it to you that's going to make you say yes or make you be afraid. Now I know. That you're here. Now I know that you care. But I still have to ask you, why? I still have to ask, when it all started. And how it's gonna end is only gonna come by me being just enough to tell you to just start being a little open. You mind if I ask? Christina, I've been open with you for a while. I thought if I'd ask you the same, I'd ask you more about everything that you've told me. If I ask you more about it, if that's okay. I don't want to force anything out of you, but I think that I've been open. I think it's time that, I ask the same of you, I guess. If that's okay. I know you're my friend. Just don't hold it too much of a burden. Because now at my age, I'm only going to care about you more. That's why I need to know more. Not because I need to know what I get into. No. I need to know what you're getting into. This isn't about my pain anymore. This isn't about my hurt. This is about where you have to heart everything. But I'm here. Not because I want to be. No, I'm just kidding. I'm here because I want to be here. Because there's so much here to offer. There's so much here that you offer. But I'm not asking for all of it. I'm just asking just for you to be open a little. That's it. I don't need affection right now. I just need you to be a little open. That's all I'm asking. We're gathering if you want to do it on Friday. It's up to you. Well, this is all we have time for now. This is all we have time for now. We have so much time. And we have so much. This is all. We have the whole world. This is all. There's so much. Lovely Rosie. I'm afraid you're gonna miss it if you don't really answer it. Can't talk about this anymore because I care about you so much that I'm not going to lose my sanity because of it. I'm gonna ask you to be more open. Please. I'm going to ask you to be more open, please. I'm going to ask you to be more open, please. That's it. No bell ringing. No school lunch line. No money. I'm going to ask you to be more open. That's it. If you don't want to be, that's fine too. But I want you to know, I want to know. I want you to know that I care enough to want to know and to not keep that in the dark. Because if you keep it in the dark, it's only going to haunt you forever. If you keep it in the dark, it's only going to hurt you forever. If you keep it in the dark, you'll never let light in. You'll never let good things in if you keep it in the dark. That's how much I care. I want to see you move forward from that. Even if it's not with me. But if it is with me, I care about you enough to make sure that that is true. I'm just here. I can be anywhere, too. I'm making my last steps here, though. You know? I'm making my last steps here because I can see that you're feeling exactly what you want to feel. That you're considering all of it. And that's the good part. The bad part is that maybe you're not considering what could hurt you, too. You're not considering what has hurt you. I'm not going to bend metal. I'm going to heighten. I'm probably going to heighten some of your tension. I'm probably going to heighten some of the same things that have horsted you before. But I'm not leading to that. That's a bad example. Consider it. The one thing that I need to do now is to ask somebody else to be just as open as I have with them. At this point, that's all I could ask of you. I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to force it. But I'd really like to know more. That's all. I really like to, because I don't think you should keep it in the dark. That's all. I don't think you should keep it in the dark. I'm not telling you for me. My pain in my past is my past. All that stuff, I can't do it that way anymore. I have to ask you to be more open. That's it. None of them were open with me. You've at least tried. I'm just asking you just a little bit more. That's it. And I'm here for you, okay? If it's painful to live with, it's gonna be painful to die with like that. That's all I gotta say. Because I think I've just carried over anxiety out of me. Like I said, if it's painful to live with, it's gonna be painful to die with like that. It's time to move it out. I care a lot. And it's not an ego saying that. It's knowing that I've been on the opposite side of it. But I've seen the radical change in me. And I know you can do the same. Take care. I love all of you. No matter what, I love you all. I care about you indefinitely. I just want you to know that. Take care.